Sandy has won the toss.
Well, it's a rainy night here in Hillsboro, Oregon at Hillsboro Stadium for the season finale of the regular season for the Central Catholic Rams and the Sandy Pioneers. We're a couple minutes away from kickoff, and looking at these two teams so far on the season, Sandy 5-3, Central Catholic 6-2, 3-1 in the St. Helens League, and they're trying to bounce back after a rough loss against a high-quality Nelson team who beat the Rams last week 26-6. And if you're Central Catholic, this is about tuning things up as you head into playoffs next week.
Absolutely, Brian. This is one of those situations where you want to see what a team is made of. As a coach, you don't like to lose games, but you know that there will be some adversity, and you want to see how your team handles adversity. So I'm interested to see how the Rams bounce back after taking that loss. And I believe it was the first loss in the Mountain Hood Conference in 8 to 10 years, something like that.
Yep. It's been a long time. That's James Broadous. I'm Bryan Sleik. Thank you for joining us on the call today. As Dayton Brahma-Harris and Cole Thomas are back to receive the kick from Sandy to open up our game. And for Central Catholic, that's great news. They want to get this offense going early and often to put up those points. Kicking things off, it's Preston Hooper, the sophomore, ready to kick things off for the Pioneers.
You know, the Rams have always been good on special teams, and this is, this is one of their mainstays, and seeing how they get this game started off.
Short kick near the sideline, landing at the 19-yard line, picked up by Brahma-Harris. Trying to get a block from Thomas. Found an opening on the right side in the middle of the field, and he'll get tackled at the 25-yard line. Coming in to make that tackle was Bowden Wolf. And so it'll be 1st and 10 officially at the 26-yard line.
Brahma-Harris just couldn't find a
careful, we got some animals up in here. Moth flying around in the booth.
Going to wait till the start of the game. He's been sitting here the whole time and wait till the start of the game to start flying around making problems. Let's see how Robbie Long bounces back. He had quite a few turnovers in the last game, but we know that he can play the game of football, so I'm interested to see how he responds.
Davion Curtis, Luddy Barron, and Jameer Chambry are the receivers to start this game. Robbie Long at quarterback. Chambry in motion. Pistol formation for the Rams. Trips right on the receivers. It's going to be handoff up the gut on the left side of the line. Rolling forward, that's going to be Tyson Davis as the starting running back today. And you're going to see a two-headed monster at the running back position for the Rams. We've seen it all season. KK Sambe, Tyson Davis. And usually we see Sambe getting the start, but I'm okay with Tyson Davis getting some carries early in this one.
You know, they're both equally effective, and so I think it doesn't really matter to Coach Landgraf who gets to start. They can run every play that they want with either running back.
They're going to swing this out to Davis, and you have to go and try to get that ball. That could have been a fumble backwards, and now they call it an incomplete pass. And it's too scary of a situation like that. Anytime the ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, even if you think it's forward, you have to go and try to recover it. If Sandy didn't do that, it would have been a dead ball and still Central Catholic possession, but Sandy almost taking advantage of an early mistake from Central Catholic as that ball slipped right through the hands of Davis.
Absolutely, and you know, sometimes your reaction can trigger a call or a non-call by the officials, and if someone would have jumped on that ball immediately, the officials probably would have thought, oh my goodness, that was a fumble. Sometimes it can startle the officials as well, but luckily for the Rams, the Pioneers did not think about it as didn't the Rams.
There's a flag on Central Catholic, so it's going to be 3rd and 12 now. They're behind the sticks in the rainy weather here at Hillsboro Stadium. Long looks to his right. Now he's got to scramble. It was supposed to be a wide receiver screen. He can't throw the ball because the linemen are down the field, and he does get the pass completed. Going down the sideline, it's Cole Thomas, but there's the flag back at the 30-yard line, and it's going to come back because they had set up a screen and the lineman had already gone up the field, so don't get too excited here.
Penalty marker on the flag.
Well, that flag sure did come in late. But you know, Robbie Long did a great job right there. One thing about scrambling gives an opportunity for the receivers to sort of uncover, and he scrambled, kept the play alive. And Cole Thomas did a great job of making himself available, but all for naught because of an eligible man downfield.
So some brief excitement here on Halloween night. And with our second flag on the first drive for the Rams, it'll set them up well behind the sticks at the 19-yard line.
You know, we talk a lot about penalties, and over the last few games that we've done here, we've seen the Rams commit a lot of penalties. Right there, you can't really blame the linemen at that point. Like you said, they were trying to set up a screen, and the timing was messed up, and linemen think the ball is out of his hands, so they're going downfield to block.
They're just going to hand this ball off to Davis. Try to rip through one arm tackle, twist it down to the ground at the 28-yard line. Making the tackles linebacker Bowden Wolf. And I expect to hear his name a lot today for the Pioneers, and the punt team is going to come on now.
And that was a late call out for the punt team. You could tell Coach Landgraf was not wanting to call out the punt team.
Well, he just picked up 10 yards on a draw play. You think makes 4th down a bit more manageable, but you're so deep into your territory, you do not want to set up Sandy with a short field. So Jake White is back to punt the ball.
Jake White in punt formation for the Rams.
Takes it at the 14-yard line. Good kick. All the way back to the 38-yard line. It's fumbled, put on the ground, ball still loose. And there's a scrum for it. Sandy looked like they landed on it. Let's see what the referees call here. And it is going to be Pioneers football. Landing on it was who else? Bowden Wolf.
Punt recovered by Sandy's number 22, Bowden Wolf.
Take another look at this. Just not handled cleanly by James Richards.
And Bowden Wolf doing what you're supposed to do. He's coming towards the ball. He's coming back. He locates the ball. You never give up, you know, and the ball came out of his teammate's hands, and he's right there to beat Johnny on the spot.
Micaiah Turin, the starting quarterback for Sandy. And some misdirection. Here's a handoff. It's going to be number 1, Grayson Fitch, who doesn't even get to the 40-yard line. Actually, they will mark him at the 40-yard line. Tackle is going to be made by Monty Croxford.
Grayson Fitch on the carry.
The big tackle right there as well. Monty Croxford, he came up and laid a big hit.
With a stop.
If they're going to be doing that misdirection, it might not fool the Rams, but it sure did fool me. I hope they're not doing that all night.
I expect a few wrong names called out in this one with the misdirection that Sandy likes to run. Caden McMahon is the running back behind Turin. They're going to hand it off to McMahon, up the middle. A couple different Rams are there. Tackle is going to be made by number 66, Nate Payau.
Caden McMahon, the ball carrier.
You know, that first play didn't go very far, so you just want to get something positive if you're the Pioneers. So you just hand the ball off, see if you can get some positive yards. You don't want to start your drive off staying behind the chains.
It's going to be 3rd and 6 at the 44-yard line. Be a big third down stop for Central Catholic here. I know it wasn't technically 3 and out because we saw multiple plays, but that's exactly what happened with Central Catholic. Did not get a first down. Richards in motion and a flag. False start on Sandy, and so now you're going to go behind the sticks. It'll be 3rd and 11.
This drive looks eerie, similar to the Rams drive. You're in a position where you're manageable to get the third down, then your penalty takes you back, and now this is a much different situation. 3rd and 11 than 3rd and 6.
And we're having some mic difficulties with the referee. A lot of feedback. Out on the field, not up here.
We just got bugs.
Turin goes to the air, middle of the field, and that should be a first down. Catch is going to be made by Hudson Pearson. And because he ended up on the ground, that ends the play right there, and a fresh set of downs now for the Pioneers.
He went low to get that ball. Let's see if he actually got his hands underneath the ball.
Turin over the top thrower, and it did look like he got his hands underneath that. A good catch from the wide receiver for the Pioneers.
Sometimes you got to make your quarterback look good, even on throws that may not be where he wanted to place them. As a receiver, your job is to catch the ball and sometimes make your quarterback look good. And he's going to make you look good more often than not.
3 receivers on the near side. Turin going back to the air, looking to his right, rolling to his right, and just throws this one out of bounds to save face. He was being chased by Matt Watson and Dawson Matos.
Just throwing that ball out of bounds, just save yourself. Business decision real quick.
And it looked like it was supposed to be a quicker pass, the way that he set up the throw right away, then the pressure in his face, having to roll out a bit more to create some space for himself.
You know, those type of plays are good for Sandy. You know, like you said, it looked like it was a quick play, but he didn't make a decision that he would live to regret.
And Sandy goes Wildcat this time. Richards playing quarterback. Turin lined up at wide receiver. Play is called dead. Didn't quite see who the Rams player was that made the tackle, but it will be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, if I had to bet, I'd say Cole Thomas. Every time we do games, he's in on almost every tackle.
Cole Thomas or Donnie Virtue the
right.
third.
So my money is on one of them.
Turin back at quarterback. Richards is the running back behind him. Trips left. Correction, it's McMahon as the running back. They hand it off to McMahon. He goes out wide, and tackle made at the corner position by Tatum Prama-Harris, but another first down for Sandy, and it looks like they found somewhat of a recipe for success right here. It's not necessarily going to be the big plays, but you're going to get 3, 4, 5-yard chunk plays, and they've converted 2 third downs now in a row against a stout Rams defense.
Yes, and what that does is it just continues. It keeps the Rams offense off the field, and you can just go ahead, and you don't always want to score real fast against the Rams. You know, take your time, run some time off the clock, and that's exactly what the Pioneers are doing.
We're almost halfway through this first quarter. 6:30 remaining in the opening quarter. Richards in the slot on the near side. Now he goes in motion. Getting ready to set the block. The handoff is going to be to number 6, Cody Renard, excuse me. And he doesn't get very far. About 4 yards. Coming in to make that tackle was P.J. Tautu.
Cole Thomas with the stop.
They look like they found something on the left side of the line as well. You know, and in football, if something is working, you don't go away from it.
Turin passing, goes to the left, towards the sideline, and the catch will be made by Grayson Fitch. And another first down for Sandy.
Are they calling it incomplete?
And I think you're right. I thought he got his hands underneath it. We'll get a look at it right here. We'll see if it bounces in. And one of the referees was staring down the receiver, and he obviously closer to the play has a better look than what we had.
Well, let's take a look at this again.
I thought he more cradled the ball into him as he got to the ground.
Look at our camera crew. Well, we got a lot of different. I love it.
It'll be 3rd down and 6 at the 36-yard line.
Uh-oh.
Handoff goes to Renard, and Cole Thomas with the shoestring tackle to save the changing of the downs. That'll bring up 4th down and a short distance. And for Sandy, you're not going to have many opportunities, you would think, with how this defense has played for Central Catholic. This is your chance to get on the board. You got to pick up a first down here at 4-down territory now that you're on the Ram side of the field.
This is 4-down territory, exactly. Cole Thomas come up from a safety position, making a big, that was almost a touchdown saving tackle right there.
And Sandy going to call a timeout. And I don't think they necessarily had the play call they wanted, or the personnel wasn't ready for what they wanted to run. So the first timeout is burned here in the first half. 5:10 remaining in this opening quarter.
And I think this is a good timeout for Coach Deal. This is one of those, this is a big drive. You may not think so because it's the first half, the first half of the first quarter. You still got a lot of football left, but the Pioneers are trying to make some, get the Rams a little bit uncomfortable. This is a big drive. You want to make sure that you got everything right. And I wouldn't be surprised, again, you hear me talk about this a lot, if they come out and try to change the snap count and get pick up a quick, easy 5 yards.
Now, do you continue with the success on the left side of the line that you've had, or do you try to go to the wide side of the field here and see if you can get a play rolling for you to get that first down? They only have to pick up 4 yards, and it seems like they've had a couple of those chunk plays already.
Yeah, if I'm the coach, I'm staying with what's working. Going back to that left side, the pass has been working on that side as well. I'm staying on that short side.
McMahon and Richards are the running backs. Some misdirection. Turin's going to roll out after the fake. Richards is open at the 27-yard line. He gets to the 21, and a well-executed play on 4th down, and Sandy's here to stay as they will continue this drive. 1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Wow, what a great play. What a great play. You got to give credit where credit is due. Well, great play design. You can see the Rams, they all bid on that handoff on the sweep. And unfortunately for the Rams, the Pioneers weren't on that side of the field. They thought, like I thought, they were going back to that left side of the field.
Fitch is in motion. They're going to hand it off to Richards. Goes to the right side. Tyson Davis tried to make the tackle. Slipping through the tackle was Richards. Asa Lundberg and then Croxford come up to make the tackle. Croxford is limping after making that play.
Croxford on the stop.
Looks to be a pickup of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
You know, football, everybody's limping every play. This is the big man's game right now. And the Pioneers are moving this football, something that we have not seen a lot here at Hillsboro Stadium in the first quarter against the Rams.
McMahon to the right of Turin, the quarterback. Richards behind him. Fake the handoff to McMahon. Turin, happy feet, rolls to his right and sacked from behind. It's Hudson Coe. That was a big man sack right there. Tried to strip the ball in the process, and that is going to put them well behind the sticks.
That was a slow developing play. You know, we're sitting there and you're waiting. You fake 2 handoffs right there, and now it gives time for, my bad, I forget names.
Hudson Coe?
Hudson Coe to come in there and really make a big play for his defense.
Hudson Pearson, the far receiver, on the top of the screen. Fitch, the receiver on the near screen, at the numbers. Turin, looking over the middle of the field, has a wide open area on the left. He's going to go for the end zone, looking for Pearson, and he overthrows his man out of bounds. I know it was 3rd and long, but there was so much green grass right there for Micaiah Turin. I thought maybe he might turn that up the field.
Yeah, he had a great opportunity to take off running, pick up that first down, but I think it's in his mind that he's more of a throwing quarterback, and so look, he doesn't even take the opportunity to run.
Yeah, Jake White didn't even think that he was a threat. He kept dropping back into a zone, and the only reason why I say that is at least you could make fourth down a bit more manageable. Now it's going to be 4th and 15 where you could have picked up almost 10 yards maybe. Maybe you make White miss and you pick up a few more. So 4th and 15 and a flag. It's going to be a delay of game, so let's add insult to injury here.
You know, you talked about Jake White on that last play. Just keep dropping into the flat. Just keep dropping. That's probably something that they've seen on tape. They scouted that, and they realized that quarterback will run but doesn't like to run. In that situation right there, most linebackers are coming up, committing hard to stop the quarterback from running.
4th and 20. Turin rolling out to his left, has a lot of time, throws it back to the right, middle of the field. Multiple Rams in the area and almost slipping behind to make the catch was Fitch in the end zone. The Rams are very fortunate on that play right there.
Yeah, that was one of those throws that was not a great throw, but it was such a bad throw that it almost turned into a good throw. You know, you're throwing the ball down the field, you're sort of hoping, and you're just trying to give your receiver an opportunity to make a play. Maybe there's a pass interference call or something, but like you said, he almost slipped behind him and made a spectacular play.
I had shades of Bears Commanders last year.
And the Commanders had these uniforms on.
Exactly. Bunch left for the Rams. Sambe, the running back. They hand it off to Sambe. Zone. Oh, he goes untouched for the first 10 yards. Stiff arm trying to get his man off of him. Carrying a second defender. And he's brought down at the 36-yard line.
Wow. Watch these yak yards. These yards after contact. That is a great play. That is a big play.
Fredrickson makes the tackle.
They needed that life right there.
I was going to say, that's a great response after the long outing for the defense right there. Talansowski is the receiver on the near side. Sambe, again, the running back. If it's not broken, you don't need to fix it. Hand it right back to Sambe. A pickup of 7.
Sambe on the carry.
Sambe is doing as coaches like. When you're not in the game, you're on the sideline and you're waiting for your opportunities. You're studying the game. You can see as soon as he got in, he was ready to touch the ball and move the crowd, and that's what he is doing right now.
Officially a 7-yard pickup. 2nd and 3 at the 29-yard line. They go back to Sambe, up the gut, jukes one man and gets rocked by Bowden Wolf, but that'll be enough for a first down. So new set of sticks for Central Catholic as they move down the field. That's 3 straight runs.
It's the Sambe drive right here.
Soski and Davion Curtis are the receivers at the top of the screen. Milhone in motion. Van Sant on the other line, or other side of the line, I should say. Another handoff to Sambe, this time to the right. Tackle made by Isaac Phelps.
On the carry.
I like how Sambe runs. You know, he's patient. He's reading his holes. He's picking his takeoff points. He's a patient runner, and he sees the field. I love it.
Sambe stands behind Wong in the pistol formation. Milhone breaks out wide as a tight end, and you see right there, smart by Central Catholic. You were just talking about it a couple minutes ago, switching up the snap count, and that got Sandy to move. We'll see if it's a false start or encroachment. And they mark it against Sandy, so a free 5 yards right there for Central Catholic.
And it gives Sambe an opportunity to rest a little bit more. Now let's see if they go back to him, pick up these quick 2 yards. But this is the type of play, the type of down where you can go ahead and take a shot. 2nd and short.
3rd and 2. Sambe shifting his feet around, spins out of a tackle to pick up 2 more yards, and he's got himself another first down, the 3rd of this drive for Sambe alone.
Killian Sambe on the carry.
The yard marker had 2nd down on there. Good thing he got the first down, and we'd have had some controversy. The yard marker says second down. The scoreboard said third down. And right now it's first down.
I don't think they changed it on the scoreboard, I think, not realizing about the false start. Or, excuse me, on the offsides on the defense. Stretch play. This time, it's Tyson Davis as the running back. Asambe gets a breather.
Tyson Davis on the
No
carry.
pickup on the game.
Tony Renard on the tackle.
Tony Renard is there to make the stop.
It was a good read. He reacted as if he knew that play was coming. Now we're going to switch ends of the field.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. Scoreless between Sandy and Central Catholic here at Hillsboro Stadium. And it looks like Central Catholic, though, is knocking on the door after that shaky first drive. Technically 3 and out, a couple of penalties going against the Rams. And now they're at the 13-yard line inside the red zone. And right now for the Rams, I think you found something running the ball. You haven't really needed to pass the ball at all. Maybe you slipped one in right here as it's 2nd and 10. But they're going to move now on the other side of the field.
Well, you know, like you're mentioning, they found success in running this football with Sambe. I came into the game believing that we were going to see a lot of Robbie Long. Try to get Robbie Long back on track after the game that he had against Nelson. Just give him an opportunity to get it going. But when you're moving the ball like you are on this drive with Sambe, I'm the guy that's going to stick with what's working.
Sambe is going to start off on the sideline after the quarter change. Be Tyson Davis set up to the left of Robbie Long. Chambry and Sofsky are the receivers at the top. Davion Curtis at the bottom near the numbers. Handoff to Curtis. Broke through the arm tackle. Found an opening, and he'll be tackled by James Richards near the first down marker, and they're actually going to mark him down at the 4-yard line, so he's going to be short. It looks to be by about a yard.
That's Tyson Davis running. So they're just feeling real comfortable about that running game right now.
It'll be 2nd and 1. Correction, 3rd and 1. Another handoff to Curtis. Tries to muscle his way through at the goal line, and they're going to give it to him. 6 points for the Rams, and they take the 6-0 lead to start the second quarter. Tyson Davis punches it through the goal line, and it wasn't easy. Had to break through a couple of tackles. He was met by multiple Pioneers.
Mario Martinez-Ibarro.
Yeah, he's got a nose for that goal line, and when you get that close, those arm tackles are not going to get it done for Sambe or Tyson Davis. Nice drive, nice response. That first drive didn't go as planned, but here they get the ball back and they move the ball right down the field on the ground.
Martinez-Ibarra with the extra point to make it 7-0.
Congratulations to our cross-country
And
teams.
so, on Halloween night, the Rams take the early lead here.
The men and women both.
And with the rain, you know, it's sort of misting more now, it looks like, from us. It could be a little bit harder down on the field, but looking up at the lights, doesn't seem like it's raining as hard as what we saw maybe last Saturday with the weather here in the Portland area. You know, maybe they're just not necessarily concerned with throwing the ball too much, and so not asking Robbie Long to do play Superman or anything like that, as we've seen in the past. Sambe ran the ball incredibly well on that drive, and then you're able to switch him out with Tyson Davis, and he got his legs going as well. Not as big chunk plays, but when you've got a two-headed monster like that, you feel comfortable with either guy taking the rock.
Yeah, and you said it at the start of the game. This could be as you're trying to tune up, getting ready for the playoffs. You want to be able to establish a run. When you're in the state playoffs, you have to be able to run the football. And so this is be one of those opportunities to see if you can get your run game on track. And I think they just showed that they can.
Mason Fredrickson and James Richards are back to receive the kick for Sandy. No fake kick this time.
No fake kick.
I was keeping an eye on it.
Richardson, Frederickson deep for the Pioneers.
They're going to do that. They're going to pull that off in the playoffs, and I'm going to text you and say, did you see it? Because it's coming. Well, I better stop giving away the secrets.
Ooh, pooch kick. That one's going to land at the 32-yard line, coming up to make the play. And landing the ball is Sandy, so maybe not necessarily the fake kick or the immediate kick, but a pooch kick right there.
Kick recovered by Cody Renard.
And it was executed. That was a nice kick right there.
Yeah, it was Cody Renard who jumped on top of that.
Martinez Ibarra with a nice little touch. You know, if that was a golf shot, that's a nice little chip.
Here's the handoff to McMahon. Goes off to the right side. Multiple Rams are there. I see Cole Thomas, Tatum Prama-Harris, and who else? Donnie Virtue III.
Yeah, McMahon thought he had something. He was running around that outside. He was running like Jim McMahon, and they turned him into Ed McMahon. It looked like he was going to be able to get somewhere, but that hole closed quickly.
2nd and 6. Pearson, the receiver, at the top. Both running backs, Richards and McMahon, next to Turin. Almost some trickeration, and coming in and taking out the legs is Colin Cotton. As the run was made by McMahon, that's going to be a loss of 2 and make it, or loss of 3, I should say, and it'll be 3rd and 9.
Looks like they were about to run a double handoff, but it was blown up.
Yeah, Hudson
Cole blew that up. So that was a good decision right there by McMahon to not try to hand that ball off. The Rams are starting to take control of this line at the point of attack.
Fitch in motion. Turin rolls out to his right, looking for the sideline. His receiver didn't turn around and gets hit as he throws, and it's out of bounds. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th and 9.
He rolled out, looked like he was about to pass it. Then he decided he looked like he wanted to run. Then at the last minute, he looked like he wanted to pass it. And
I think there was some confusion there with the receivers. One ran a go route, and I think the other was supposed to do an out route, and he never broke out because that's what it seemed like. It was going to be a quick play. And there is a flag back near the 20.
I don't know what that signal is for. I haven't brushed up on the official signals of the OSAA.
Chase Braden was the one who went out for the punt. Now it's going to be Austin White.
Number 15. That's a 15-yard penalty.
Whoa.
What did they call?
He called it. Maybe equipment, unsportsmanlike conduct. 15 yards.
That's a big penalty right there.
That's a big penalty. And they made the punter come out.
And now they're going to bring out the quarterback, Micaiah Turin, to punt the ball. Usually that's your best athlete. You trust him back there to at least handle the snap on this rainy weather.
Looks like equipment. He's back there doing something to his knee pads. Can't make those mistakes against a tough team like the Rams.
It's Cole Thomas standing at the 50-yard line. Low punt. Could be dangerous. Asa Lundberg gets out of the way. Rolls to the 50. And it's going to be touchdown by Sandy and Luke Hatton.
Considering that the backup punter, that wasn't a bad punt there by.
You could even say almost the third string punter. They brought out 2 different players before that.
And most teams don't have three punters. Let's see how the Rams approach this drive.
They hand it off. No, it's a fake handoff to Sambe. Long keeps it himself. Spun away from one tackle, but the Pioneers barely let him get back to the line of scrimmage as the defensive lineman got a great push through the line.
Yeah, that's one of those read options. Robbie Long decided to hold on to it. And as you can see, Sambe feels like he had action around the outside.
And that strong discipline.
As a quarterback, that's so hard because you got to make a decision. You have to make a decision immediately.
Now they hand it off to Sambe. Tackle almost made around the head, neck area. And back-to-back run play stuffed by the Pioneers. First man to meet him at the line was Zach Bridges.
Zach Bridges in on the stop for the Pioneers.
There's no room to run right there for Sambe. They've sold out to stop this run. This may be the time when you play action or you try to get something going across the middle of the field. Because the linebackers, everyone they're not allowing Sambe room to run like he did the drive before.
You got two tight ends at the top of the formation. It's a pitch to Sambe to the left side. And the blocking for Central Catholic does not hold up. Caden McMahon making the tackle as he shedded one blocker and was able to stop Sambe in his track. So it's going to be 4th and 10. 3 straight plays of 0 yards gained for Central Catholic's offense.
Coach is not happy right now. This is one of those stay out there and get a job done.
Soski at the top. The offense still trying to get set up. 9 on the play clock. Milholen in motion. And smart here. It seemed like the offense didn't know what play they were setting up for. Milholen was going back and forth. The receivers didn't know who was supposed to be where. And so a timeout called by Central Catholic. 7:37 left to go in the second.
Yeah, it's one of those. If you're going to go for it, then you better make sure that everything is in order. Like you said, Milholen was going back and forth, back and forth. And you could tell that they were not really set. They didn't know what was really going on. They're probably a little bit shaken right now because they're in a position that they don't find themselves in very often. You can look at it, I can see, I don't see that swagger that we normally see from the Rams offense out here. So they're sort of second guessing themselves, and this is a great timeout to make sure that everybody is on the same page.
They usually have some type of confidence in themselves, and you pick up a few yards here and there, but 3 consecutive stops at the line of scrimmage for Sandy, which doesn't look like the normal offense for Central Catholic as the Rams get set up. Sambe to the right of Long. 2 receivers and a tight end on the right side of the formation. Long dropping back. He's going to roll out to his right towards the sideline, and the play is called dead as the ball goes through the hands of Milholen. Tremblay was the defensive end that got up in the face of Long on that pass. We'll see what the flag is.
But is there a flag? Or did they just blow the play dead because it probably wasn't supposed to start yet? Maybe they snapped it before the officials were ready?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And that's a break for the Rams because that play was not going to work right there.
It was not going to be a first down effort.
Now the center, we've seen this, and center can't take his hand off the ball. And now they have to huddle right up behind the center because he had already went down to the wall.
So they changed the play. Curtis and Chambry, the receivers on the near side. Long looking to his right towards the sideline. Goes to Curtis. Makes the catch. It looked like it was short of the first down. Still on his feet. And the ball is stripped away.
Pass is complete.
I'm surprised the referees didn't call the play dead at a certain point. The forward momentum was stopped. But take a look at McMahon. He just rips the ball away from Davion Curtis. It was going to be a turnover on downs anyways. So Sandy will take over on their own side of the field at the 43-yard line.
Davion Curtis just didn't run his route deep enough. You know, on those routes you want to run deep enough, so now when you have to come back to the ball, you're still past the yardage for the first down. He ran his route sort of right to the sticks, and now as he approaches the ball, it takes him away, takes him short of the first down.
Richards having to run off the field. McMahon is the running back directly behind Turin. They hand it off to McMahon. Gets some blockers out in front of him. Vercher grabs him from behind. Almost suplexes him. And no gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
And I think that's the first time we may have called Donnie Vercher's name, but I guarantee you it won't be the last. When he gets going, you can see him right now sort of getting himself together. When he gets going, it's tough. It's a tough sledding for the offense, and especially the running backs.
Bunches on the left side. Pass out to Fitch, and another great play made by Colin Cotton, getting him at the ankles. There is a flag at the 34-yard line, and I think you had Mason Fredrickson almost going forward while he was in motion, and that's what it looks like on the replay, and the flag came out almost immediately.
They're going to decline that penalty, but that great open field tackle by Colin Cotton. You know, we've seen quite a bit of those today already. When you're running routes like that, you're trying to develop, you're trying to get some one-on-one matchups. But when the defender can still make those open field tackles in those one-on-one matchups, then you may have to call something else.
3rd and 13 at the 40-yard line for Sandy. Colton Lucas.
Timeout.
And a timeout called by Sandy. That'll be their 2nd timeout. 6:19 remaining until halftime.
This is 3rd and long.
The official outfitter of Central Catholic Athletics, Nike, just do it.
It's 3rd and long, and we haven't seen Turin go back to the air in a few plays now. Rain seems to be maybe even falling a little less hard now. So this opens up an opportunity for Sandy. They've ran a couple of pass plays on that first drive. They had some success going to the sidelines. But since then, it's been a lot of running in this one.
Yeah, and they haven't been running far. This has been a lot of running plays. This is why when you play the Rams, you have to, when that first opening drive, you have to put points on the board. Because the Rams defense sort of gets stronger as the game goes on. So when you have them up against the wall, you better put some points on the board, and the Pioneers didn't, and now they are in a tough situation right here.
McMahon, the running back. Turin rolling out to his right. Coe and Milhone. It's a screen set up, and Turin sort of falling backwards as he tried to make that throw. Ends up almost dirting it basically in front of McMahon, and that'll be an incomplete pass, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, he's running to his right, trying to throw to his left. You know, as this World Series time, it reminds me of a shortstop scooping up a ball behind the third base and trying to throw it back to first base, and he didn't have the arm strength to make it all the way across, and luckily it was an incomplete pass, or you would end up losing 4 or 5 more yards.
Correct.
Confirmation for the Pioneers.
Thomas back at the 30-yard line. Austin White to kick. Not Milhone, excuse me. That was almost Van Sant who got one of his paws on it.
Guy.
And who else?
There's
Cole
my
Thomas
guy.
Picks
There's
it up
my guy.
He's at the 40, 50-yard line now, cutting it back across the field. He's got a caravan out in front of him. Nobody's going to stop him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Cole Thomas on the punt return. No flags on the field. It's going to stand for 6. And there's the flag coming out for excessive celebration. It looked like he tried to pull a Spider-Man move as he went into the end zone. We'll see if that's going to be enforced on the extra point or the kickoff. But Cole Thomas showing no fear to take that ball on a bounce.
Yes, and on Halloween night, they throw the flag on on an excessive celebration. You got to let that go. You know, a few minutes ago in my mind, I was thinking I was about to say it, but we started talking something else, that this looks like the makings of a big play by Cole Thomas. He's going to have to make a play because we've seen it before. He makes big plays and he gets the momentum going. The game is kind of stale. I was anticipating something on offense. I was not anticipating a punt return, but when he touches the ball, he can move the crowd.
I mean, that's the 3rd time we've seen him have a special teams touchdown. 2 on kick returns, 1 on a punt right here. So that 15-yard penalty is going to be assessed on the kickoff. But Cole Thomas playing hero again. And it's now 13-0 for the Rams. The offense not even having to go on the field that time. But the Rams do send out the offense on this 2-point conversion. Sambe, the running back, behind Long. Trips left formation. They fake the handoff to Sambe. Now they throw it to Van Sant, and a terrific defensive play by Mason Fredrickson to break up the pass. And that'll keep the score at 13-0.
Yeah, it was a great defensive play. You know, as Robbie Long has to read pass option, and all the options were covered.
Not a bad play design, though. You fake it to Sambe, and you have Van Sant sort of drifting behind the play, almost unnoticed, but Fredrickson not fooled from his linebacker position to make that stop.
And he didn't have enough time to sort of get that ball where only Van Sant can catch it. You know, when you got tall, you got 6'5" tight ends, you got 6'5" targets, you want to get that ball up high, but it just was not enough time. At this point, you're just getting rid of the ball and seeing if your receiver can make a play. But I tell you what, Cole Thomas, man, he's a big-time player. When he touches that football, and we've seen it on defense, he's just you want to have guys like that on your team.
Again, that 15-yard assessed penalty on the kickoff, so that's going to put Central Catholic at the 25-yard line.
I don't think you pooch kick.
Not here.
Not anymore. Not now that you've backed yourself up here.
And it looks like Fredrickson and Richards are back to take the kick. They're standing at their 25-yard line. .552 left to go until halftime. It's James Broadous, Bryan Sleik on the call. Deep kick from Martinez Ibarra, taken by Fredrickson at the 15-yard line. Steps to the outside. He's got a big opening on the left side. 50-yard line. Martinez Ibarra slows him down enough for Central Catholic to make a stop. There is a flag back at the 38-yard line. Jesse Quinteros made the tackle on the special teams play. But you mentioned holding right in the middle of that play, so this one will be coming back for Sandy.
Yeah, you know, you're in that middle, you're blocking, and these special teams, punts, kickoff returns, it's hard to keep a guy in front of you. Everybody's coming with so much speed, and you're trying to make a play for your team, but you end up grabbing Jersey and bringing that run back.
You know, we saw him go inside and then bounce it out left side, so you can't see what your player's doing. You're just trying to react to the defender in front of you.
And this is one of those plays where the receiver, he runs back, he's coming back and like, man, why did you hold? I had a great run. And then you're replying, man, you had a great run because I was holding.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. 3 receivers out wide. Richards now in motion. McMahon, the running back, behind turn. They hand it off to McMahon. Slipped a couple of tackles, juking his way around. The stiff arm, and Hudson Coe brings him down from behind. And how about the powerful run from McMahon? Picked up 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2.
You've seen some power. You've seen some speed. You've seen some shiftiness right there in McMahon. And Hudson Coe has seen enough of it and just came in there and took him down.
And you see the stiff arm on Asa Lundberg.
Yes, Asa Lundberg came in trying to make a big hit, but he didn't wrap up that time. I'm sure you'll hear about that at halftime.
Richards was in motion. They faked the handoff to McMahon. Turn was ready to throw. Now he's got a man in his face. High arcing pass, and it's going to fall incomplete at the 40. Pass was intended for Hudson Pearson as Turin took a lick right there from Coe.
Yeah, that what he did. He was not able to get his feet underneath him right there. Cole came up and laid a nice legal hit on the quarterback. And had Asa Lundberg, he was trying to recover. If he had been able to track the ball, that ball was just sitting up there for a pick 6.
Trips left on the near side. Hand off to McMahon. 3rd and 2. Slipped an arm tackle. Cole Thomas comes up from his safety position and lays the wood, but enough for a first down.
Cole Thomas on the tackle.
Vercher stepping one out after that play. 1st and 10, though, for Sandy.
Sandy has had some success moving the ball. You know, there's no big plays, and it's hard to just maintain short gains against the Rams, but they have had some success on the ground.
McMahon tries to go outside. Cole Thomas comes up from his safety position again. He makes the tackle. Pickup of 3, it looks like. 44-yard line is where they're going to spot it. 2nd and 8, only a pickup of 2.
Are you sure Cole Thomas is playing safety? I swear I think this guy is playing on the line. I think he's playing linebacker. He's everywhere. I know there's deep stats where you want to know. I want to know who leads the Rams in tackles, and I would be willing to bet it's Cole Thomas.
Just has such a great feel for the game and the nose for the football. They hand it off to Fitch. He got an opening on the right side. And Tayton Prama-Harris lowered his shoulder, but that should be enough for a first down for Sandy. And the offense, methodical, moving the ball down the field right here as they trail 13-0.
Yeah, another nice little misdirection. Everybody picked up their block. Cole Thomas, you know, as much as I'm saying Cole Thomas making tackles, but coming from that safety spot, you don't always want your safety to lead the team in tackles. You want your linemen to have some tackles.
Yeah, if your safety's your leading tackler, it means they're getting through that 1st and 2nd line of defense. Pass out to the flat, caught by Richards. Jake White makes the tackle at the 45-yard line. Had a word for Richards, and Richards didn't like it.
Yes, he did, but that's football. You can't play a football game and be nice. You can't play all this time without talking a little bit of trash. Jake White with another open field tackle. Those are big. They have been coming up big today.
Pickup of 2 makes it 2nd and 8. McMahon, the running back again. They hand it off to him up the middle. Got through one high tackle from Central Catholic. And Caden Poobles, along with another Ram, able to make the stop. Pickup of what looks to be 3. And it was Tyson Davis that also made the tackle.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to tackle McMahon with just arm tackles up high. You know, that guy keeps his legs moving. He runs hard, stays behind his pass. You're going to have to get him low if you want to bring him down.
3rd and 5. Richards in motion. They hand it off to McMahon. Has the lead man Richards with a block, but he falls just short of the sticks. Hudson Coe was able to bring him down. 4th and short. They're going to mark it 4th and 2 at the 39-yard line.
Hudson Coe with another shoestring tackle.
Under 90 seconds remaining in the half. In a wet one here at Hillsboro Stadium. On a rainy Halloween night. Hand off to McMahon again. Spins into the middle of the field. And Cole Thomas with a tackle.
McMahon on the carry.
Another first down for Sandy. And now the problem is they only have 1 timeout remaining. They've been running, really chewing into that clock. They need a chunk play here. 28 yards out from Pater. Colton Lucas sets the lead block for McMahon in the middle of the field at the 20-yard line as he bursts through the first line. Asa Lundberg.
McMahon, the ball carrier.
And McMahon, he's running hard.
Yes, he is running hard and effectively. And now they're going tempo. You're not a passing team. It's kind of hard to control the.
McMahon breaks out. Turin going for the end zone, looking for Fitch. And Prama-Harris is going to get called for pass interference. So that's going to move Sandy that much closer with 22 seconds remaining until halftime. and I was wondering if they were going to make that call or not, because Bryan Harris looked like he was trying to make a play on the ball,
what
and
I'm
Fitch
saying.
was in his chest.
I would not be surprised if it was an offensive pass interference.
Here's the call, or here's the look at it, I should say. Yep, they're going to call it on Bryan Harris, and maybe it's because you see the hands kind of on the shoulders of Fitch as we looked at that replay.
But I don't know about that. And, you know, he has the right to come and try to make a play on the ball. And he's trying to swim. He's trying to get around Fitch, but, you know, it's one of those toss-up calls.
In the red zone now. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Turin rolls out to his right, looking for his tight end. And it's going to be Dawson Matos having the sack, and a timeout called by Sandy to save some time. 14 on the clock until halftime.
Yeah, that was a big time for a sack. That was a great time for a sack right there, to get pressure on the quarterback, make them use their last timeout. Now you sort of take away the run for these next play here.
Was Cameron Caruso looked to be the only man that was going to the right out of the receivers that were out on the field for Turin to throw to. Realized there were a couple Rams in his way, couldn't throw it, and just started to run for his life.
Run for your life is never a good play. You don't want that play called in the huddle. Okay, on 3, you're going to run for your life. That's sometimes it results in that, but that's good pressure right there by the defense.
Second and 11. There's only a loss of 1 on the play. 14 seconds left on the clock. You sort of have to throw this in the end zone or be very quick about spotting the ball and getting a spike down. Turin goes for the end zone, has an open man, and toe touch in the back of the end zone. It's Richards, and Sandy will cut into the lead. That was a great wheel route right there by Richards.
Yes, it was. Great play design, great play call, all at the right time.
Out and up.
Ooh, that looks like my guy Cole Thomas bit on the post route and left that back side wide open.
Grant Messinger on for the extra point.
Sandy receives the ball.
Block kick. And so that's going to keep it a 7-point game. Sandy will get the halftime kickoff. And now if you're the Pioneers, I'm keeping the ball away from Cole Thomas back to receive that kick. I don't know if you want to go with a squib kick and do a short field right now, but you definitely don't want to kick it to Cole Thomas.
Right, and if I'm the Rams, I'm hiding Cole Thomas. I'm going to set him up just somewhere where he can move around. When you come out, you're not going to be able to just understand exactly where he is. But you do, and as the Rams, you want to get him the ball here in this situation because we see he is a game breaker. I believe they'll squib kick it.
I feel like that would be the smart move. The offense, passing-wise for Central Catholic, we haven't seen anything out of it so far.
And that surprises me. It does surprise me, Brian. I don't know if Robbie Long has lost a little bit of a confidence or what, but we know that the kid can play. And, and so far in this game, they decided to establish a run and not throw the ball very much.
Thomas and Bryan Harris back to receive the kick. Camden Luberg kicks off.
There he is.
They go right at Cole Thomas at the 15-yard line. Has blockers out in front. Oh, my goodness, he's got another big opening. He's at the 50. He's going to beat the kicker at the 20, the 10, and a touchdown to run out the clock. Cole Thomas, his second return of the night. Once on the punt return, and this time on the kick return. To end the first half, we're going to have an extra point to officially end it, but Cole Thomas, what a return and the burst of speed from the senior. Luberg just couldn't catch up to him.
There was nothing that Lindbergh was going to do. Cole Thomas, as soon as he caught the ball, you could see it. He was taking that ball to the house.
And the Rams get
Wow.
6 points back immediately. That long drive for Sandy. Yes, you like to get the points, but that lead right now is back up to 13. Martinez Ibarra's extra point is good. It's 20-6. A 2-touchdown lead for the Rams brings us into halftime. And James, any thoughts on that first half before we go to break?
Well, you know, the Rams have been showing a lot of the run game, but really it has happened for them in the big plays on the special teams. You know, that third leg, that third level of your team, the defense, offense, and special teams. Cole Thomas has been spectacular like we've seen him all season.
2 special teams touchdowns for the Rams is the difference in this one so far. It's 20-6 as we head to halftime. James Broadous and Bryan Sleik going to take a break at the break.
On that short side.
McMahon and Richards are the running backs. Some misdirection. Turner's going to roll out after the fake. Richards is open at the 27-yard line. Zombie zone. Oh, he goes untouched for the first 10 yards. Stiff arm trying to get his man off of him. Carrying a second defender, and he's brought.
Second and short.
3rd and 2. Zombie shifting his feet around. Spins out of a tackle to pick up 2 more yards. Handoff to Curtis, broke through the arm tackle, found an opening, and he'll be tackled. Correction, 3rd and 1. Another handoff to Curtis, tries to muscle his way through at the goal.
Well, I better stop giving away the secrets. Oh!
Ooh, pooch kick. That one's going to land at the 32-yard line, coming up to make the... Both running backs, Richards and McMahon, next to Turin. Almost some trickeration and coming in and taking out the...
Let's see how the Rams approach this drive.
They hand it off. No, it's a fake handoff to Sambe. Long keeps it himself. Spun away from one tackle, but the Pioneer line goes to Curtis. Makes the catch. It looked like it was short of the first down. Still on his feet. And the ball is stripped away. 40, 50-yard line now. Cutting it back across the field. He's got a caravan out in front of him. Nobody's going to stop him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! 2-point conversion. Sambe, the running back, behind Long. Trips left formation. They fake the handoff to Sambe. Now they throw it to Van Sant, and a turn by Fredrickson at the 15-yard line. Steps to the outside. He's got a big opening on the left side. 50-yard line. Martinez Ibarra slows him down enough. Motion. McMahon, the running back, behind Turn. They hand it off to McMahon. Slipped a couple of tackles, juking his way around. The stiff arm, and Hudson Coe brings him down for...
Be willing to bet is Cole Thomas.
He just has such a great feel for the game and the nose for the football. They hand it off to Fitch. He got an opening on the right side. Hand off to McMahon again. Spins into the middle of the field. And Cole Thomas. You sort of have to throw this in the end zone or be very quick about spotting the ball and getting a spike down. Turin goes for the end zone, has an open man. going down the sideline. It's Cole Thomas, but there's the flag back at the 30. He's with the referee. A lot of feedback. Out on the field, not up here.
We just got bugs.
Turin goes to the air, middle of the field, and that's he's with the referee. A lot of feedback. Out on the field, not up here.
We just got bugs.
Turin goes to the air, middle of the field, and that's
On that short side.
McMahon and Richards are the running backs. Some misdirection. Turin's going to roll out after the fake. Richards is open at the 27-yard line.
On that short side.
McMahon and Richards are the running backs. Some misdirection. Turin's going to roll out after the fake. Richards is open at the 27-yard line. Zombie zone. Oh, he goes untouched for the first 10 yards. Stiff arm trying to get his man off of him. Carrying a second defender, and he's brought.
Second and short.
3rd and 2. Sambe shifting his feet around, spins out of a tackle to pick up 2 more yards. Handoff to Curtis, broke through the arm tackle, found an opening, and he'll be tackled. Correction, 3rd and 1. Another handoff to Curtis, tries to muscle his way through at the goal.
I better stop giving away the secrets. Oh!
Ooh, pooch kick. That one's going to land at the 32-yard line, coming up to make the... Both running backs, Richards and McMahon, next to Turin. Almost some trickeration and coming in and taking out the...
Let's see how the Rams approach this drive.
They hand it off. No, it's a fake handoff to Sambe. Long keeps it himself. Spun away from one tackle, but the Pioneer line goes to Curtis. Makes the catch. It looked like it was short of the first down. Still on his feet. And the ball is stripped away. 40, 50-yard line now. Cutting it back across the field. He's got a caravan out in front of him. Nobody's going to stop him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. 2-point conversion. Sambe, the running back, behind Long. Trips left formation. They fake the handoff to Sambe. Now they throw it to Van Sant, and a turn by Fredrickson at the 15-yard line. Steps to the outside. He's got a big opening on the left side. 50-yard line. Martinez Ibarra slows him down enough. Motion. McMahon, the running back, behind Turin. They hand it off to McMahon. Slipped a couple of tackles, juking his way around. The stiff arm, and Hudson Coe brings him down for...
Be willing to bet is Cole Thomas.
Just has such a great feel for the game and the nose for the football. They hand it off to Fitch. He got an opening on the right side. Hand off to McMahon again. Spins into the middle of the field. And Cole Thomas. You sort of have to throw this in the end zone or be very quick about spotting the ball and getting a spike down. Turin goes for the end zone. Has an open man. Stadiums, well, they didn't hear what team it was, so I think you're safe.
Oh.
You know, it's Bryan, Sleik, James, Broadous. It's a 20-6 lead for the Central Catholic Rams over the Sandy Pioneers. The Pioneers scored a touchdown late in that first half. 8 seconds remaining. They got it to 13-6, and then they kicked off to Cole Thomas, who returned it 80 yards for a touchdown to push that lead to 14 with the extra point. And now we start the second half. Sandy did some nice things, though, James. They were running the ball well. McMahon was running hard, breaking arm tackles, and we talked about it briefly, but you're going to need to tackle him low. You cannot go high against a kid like that. Yeah,
he's been running hard, and he has been running effectively. The Pioneers, they should still feel good about their chances. You know, they've controlled the time of the clock. They've moved the ball down the field. Unfortunately, Cole Thomas plays for the Rams.
Martinez-Ibarra to kick for the Rams.
Martinez-Ibarra to kick off. Fredrickson and Richards back to receive the kick. Angled kick near the 17-yard line where Fredrickson takes it, had a seam, and falls down at the 41. Matos and Brahma Harris making the tackle on special teams. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 40, and it looked like Fredrickson could have broken that one. He had that running start as he took that kick. And you see Soski sort of ran out of his lane. That really opened things up.
Palmer Harris made another big-time play right there. Because there was some room, and if he hits that hole, if he gets past Palmer Harris, then there's nothing but green in front of him.
Lucas, the extra offensive lineman, next to Turin. They hand it off to McMahon, up the gut, breaks through to the second level. Pickup of what looks to be 9 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 1 at the 49-yard line.
Great call there, B. Right there to the second level is when he finally got contact, when he finally made contact. This offensive line for the Pioneers are doing their job this evening.
Fitch, the receiver, at the top. Richards in the slot. They're going to go to Richard, or no, they go to Fitch. Excuse me. They throw out towards the number at the 45-yard line. Catch is made in a first down on 2 plays for Sandy.
That's good for Sandy. First down.
And it seems like they possibly want to get some tempo on this offense right now and regain some of that momentum they had going near the end of that first half.
Right. They had the momentum and then lost the momentum really quick. Right there, I think Palmer Harris might have went to sleep. They have not been passing the ball at all very much in that first half, so it sort of just lured him to sleep and was able to.
And look at McMahon, another burst of speed, making it to the second level. Looks to be about a pickup of 7 on the play. Ball's marked at the 38-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 3.
The Rams defense have held some of the best running backs in the state to mediocre games, and right now McMahon is having his way with the Rams defense.
Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you there.
What you got going on there?
I had a fly going right in front of my face. McMahon sidesteps the defender. Colin Cotton wraps him up at the ankles.
Well, did you get the fly?
No, somehow it's still alive.
It's sort of like the Dodgers, huh?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it right now, all right? I don't want to talk about that. Game 7 tomorrow night. I will say, a little sour about the loss, but this has been an incredible series between the two teams.
Right, and Game 7 and anything. I would watch a Game 7 of a Kool-Aid drinking contest if it's Game 7.
Bunches on the left side of the formation for Sandy. Some trickeration. Turin's going to throw it deep. He's going for Fitch. And that should be a pass interference call on Brahma Harris. Pretty easy to see right there. Taking the snap on that play, mind you, was Zach Bridges, the offensive lineman. And I like they're pulling out all the stops right here.
Yes, nothing to lose.
And Brahma Harris not making a play on the ball, initiates contact with Fitch, and there's no other call right there than defensive pass interference, and that'll be a free 15.
They're going to call that every time. And that was a perfect time to call that play. you know, it's 3rd and short, so you put the big back in there, and you think, okay, well, he's going to just try to barrel forward and pick up this first down, and they run the old trickeration Mary Lou play.
They hand it off to Richards this time, goes around the quarterback. Hudson Coe hunts him down. Pickup of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9 at the 21-yard line.
Hudson Coe.
Hunted him down. Hunted Coe. Hunted Coe.
I feel like if you were to slow down a close-up video of Hudson Coe, it'd be Bobby Boucher and the water boy chasing down the running back.
Good call, because he was chasing him down.
Lucas set up to the right of Turin. McMahon, the running back. They're going to hand it off to McMahon up the middle. Lucas sets the block, tries to bounce it outside. And he gets to the 15-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 3 with 8:40 to go in the 3rd quarter.
The Pioneers got to feel good about themselves. Once again, they're moving the football here just like they did at the end of the second half, or end of the first half, I'm sorry.
Why not? Hand it right back to McMahon. This time the Rams gang tackle him, although he looks like he got the first down.
It's going to come down to the spot. And where are they putting him? Where are they marking him?
Donnie Bircher the third.
Donnie Bircher the third in on the tackle. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. So now Sandy making a great push here to start this second half, trying to get some points back up on the board as they trail by 14.
We've seen the Rams in these situations before. Their defense stand up and see if they can get a stop, a much-needed stop.
McMahon goes outside the tackle, got away from one, and another big pickup right there for Sandy.
Caden McMahon, the ball carrier.
We'll see where they mark him down at the 8-yard line. Pickup of 6 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Cade McMahon, I think it's a safe bet to say that he will be getting the ball a couple more times down here. He's been moving the ball very well.
Richards is split out wide, and the success right now, I think, for Sandy's bringing in that extra offensive lineman. Lucas, who's in motion right now. McMahon breaks it out to the left side. He feels like he has an opening, and a fantastic tackle by Croxford goes low, makes the stop,
McMahon on the carry,
and that'll be short.
Barney Croxford with the stop.
Brought down, it looks to be at the 7-yard line. Maybe a pickup of 1 on the play. That makes it 3rd down.
Big time stop by Croxford right there. You're not gonna. Teams have not been able to beat the Rams around the perimeter all season long. And McMahon's success early in this game has been between the tackles. So if you want to try to beat us around the perimeter, good luck.
Well, Sandy will hold a timeout. I think you keep going back up the middle right now. That's where you've had your success, whether it's you got to go inside the tackles against this Rams defense right now. You're bringing that extra offensive lineman as Lucas as the lead blocker, the de facto fullback for the offense right there. That's what they've done this entire drive and had that success. And that last time they tried to bounce it outside.
Sometimes as a coach, you have plays that you want to run. You've just been wanting to run these plays. You've worked on them, and so you figure this would be a good time, but it's not what has been matching your success. And so now you're just going to run the plays that you've practiced or that you've drawn up in the dirt, and you want to see if they work.
Well, this is definitely going to be 4-down territory for the Pioneers. As you take a look at that last play, and credit to Vircher, too, because he cut him off having to force McMahon to go outside.
Yeah, a lot of times we just look at the person who made the last tackle or who made the tackle, but the play is made elsewhere.
Richards, the running back, they hand it off to McMahon. White had him at the ankles. Dawson Matos wraps him up. Cole Thomas will finish the job.
Dawson Matos with the stop.
He's going to be tackled at the 7-yard line. So a pickup of 1 makes it 4th and 4. And you still have enough room to get a first down right here. Get a fresh set. It would be 1st and goal inside the 3-yard line if they did pick up that first down. So Richards will line up.
Do they dare try to pass, or do they stick with this run? I believe they're going to stick with the run.
Same here. We'll see what they end up doing.
Or what are we
Nope,
doing?
they're going with the pass. 3 receivers rolling out to the right. Now it's Turin throwing it towards the end zone and an interception.
Oh.
It's Cole Thomas
Is he gonna
in
bring
the
it out?
end zone. He's going to take it out. He's got a wide opening on the near side of the field. Goes back inside. This could be trouble. He's got some blockers out in front of him. He's at the 50-yard line. At the 30, gets out of 1 tackle and brought down at the 20-yard line. An 80-yard return on the interception. Fredrickson saves another touchdown, possibly by Cole Thomas.
You gotta love this guy. You gotta love Cole Thomas. He's been big all season long. He's been big tonight. Right there, he's just tired. He's been running touchdowns all day long. He gets tired down here at the 20 and just decided to lay down. Another big stop. As the Pioneers are going into the end zone, you're thinking if we don't get this, the worst thing that can happen is that the Rams take over the ball in the 5-yard line, but you were not expecting an interception in an 80-something yard return.
And Turin sort of threw that into no man's land. There were multiple Rams in the area as Thomas high-pointed that. Handoff to Tyson Davis, and he's swallowed up at the 20-yard line. So an actual loss of 1 right there as the drive started at the 19. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Davis on the run.
The VIPs are leaving the booth. Tyson Davis has had a hard time finding running room all day.
And he battled to get that first touchdown to start the scoring in this game. It's really been Sambe who's been cutting up the Pioneer defense.
There's a screen.
Screen set up for Davis. And he got almost nowhere as he's pushed out of bounds by a couple of Pioneers. Zeke Hill was in on the action. And they'll bring in a second tight end in Milholen. Chambry off. 3rd and 11. And again, it goes back. They have not asked Robbie Long to necessarily throw the ball deep at any point here tonight. A couple of screens that they tried to set up. They had a goal line pass on a 2-point conversion. Hand off to Curtis, up the middle. A couple of tight ends opening up a hole. He'll be tackled at the 14-yard line. That brings up 4th down. And if you're Central Catholic, you're probably going for it here. You're going to ask Robbie Long to pass the ball unless you bring in Sambe, whose motor never really stops at the running back position. But I don't see Sambe on the field. He's standing on the sideline near the 23-yard line.
Yeah, I think they're going to put this in the hands of Robbie Long.
Davion Curtis and Talon Soski are the receivers on the near side. 2 tight ends on the left side of the formation. Don't be shocked to see a crosser for one of those tight ends. They need to pick up 5. It's 4th and 5 at the 14-yard line. They fake the handoff. Milholen just past the line of scrimmage. A stiff arm at the 10. Did he get enough for the first down? Where are they going to mark him? It's at the 9. That is at the first down marker, and they're going to give Central Catholic a fresh set of downs. 1st and goal at the 9. I was not sure he was going to make the first down right there.
No, it didn't look like when he caught it, it looked like he had it. Then they sort of pushed him back a little bit, and then Milholen just went ahead and got 6-7 on him and got that first down.
Careful, the youths really like that 6-7 phrase. They fake the handoff to Sambe, and Robbie Long gets tackled at the 6-yard line. Making the play was Cody Renard.
Comes up limping a little.
He's a tough kid. He took a lot of licks in that Lake Ridge game to end non-conference play. He was able to finish that game. It was a tight one, and Cole Thomas played hero on the kick return in that one as well, as it was a 14-13 victory. Sambe lines up in the backfield. He's at the 13-yard line. Hand off to Sambe, right side of the line. Zeke Hill stands him up, but Sambe, like a good running back, falls forward to the 1-yard line.
Sambe hits that hole so hard. So he hits that hole, and he's almost at top speed hitting the hole. Look at that. On that replay, he gets the ball and he hits the hole before the defense can understand what's going on.
3rd and 1 at the goal line. 3rd and goal, I should say, at the 1-yard line. Hand off to Sambe, and around the edge came Grayson Fitch. Tackles Sambe in the backfield, a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and goal.
Grayson Fitch timed the snap beautifully.
Take a look at the top of the line. Nobody touched him. (20-6). Final 2 minutes here in the 3rd quarter, and a timeout's going to be called by Central Catholic.
Is it 3rd or 4th?
It's 4th down.
Oh, 4th down. This is one of those plays where you come all the way down here. You want to make sure that you got it right. You don't like to use timeouts too much in the 3rd quarter, but if you get this first down, if you get this touchdown here, this gives you a pretty good cushion going into the 4th quarter. So you want to make sure this is all right.
8 to 11 a.m. Check the Central Catholic
1:46
website
left to go in the 3rd. If you're
and
Central Catholic,
RSVP.
it really seems like Sandy is loading the box right now, as that's where most of the success has come for the Rams. What would you like to see from Central Catholic here on this 4th down?
I would like to see the ball in the hands of Sambe. Now, if you want to try to continue to push the issue going up the middle or going off the tackle to the right side or something, I don't know. But you got to get the ball in the hands of Sambe. He also has the speed to get to the corner, too. He's got a lot of room on the left side.
They give him a chance to run to the wide side of the field. They're going to go up the middle, spins, falls forward, and they're going to give it to him. Fitch almost makes the tackle, but the athletic play from Sambe results in the touchdown.
Did you see that spin move inside, in between the tackles? You don't really get too much room to spin. Right there, Sambe made a great move to get that touchdown. Just instinctive. Look at that.
You had the edge blocked by Van Sant, and there was that hole on the left side. Did you get one more look at that touchdown from Sambe? Excuse me, that was Milholland. And the extra point from Martinez Ibarra. Sandy pushes through the line, and the kick goes wide right, but we should have a flag for roughing the kicker. Martinez Ibarra is on the ground.
Sandy is bouncing around like they may have blocked it. They feel like
they jumped over the line, and you see into the kicking leg of Martinez Ibarra. So maybe running him at the kicker. Yep.
On the defensive team. After this is
What'd you say, Mr. Official? Could you please repeat yourself?
Running into the kicker, they're going to redo the extra point. Should be half the distance to the goal. And now the referees are going to talk it over some more. Oh, a tip ball, so no flag on the play. So the referees meet. They're going to reverse the flag call, and it's going to remain a 20-point game, 26-6.
So you saw Sandy, you saw the Pioneers jumping around after the play, again, like they had blocked it, like they had touched it. And then after, if you tip the ball even, now the kicker is live. You can run into the kicker, and that's what happened. And so they still, it's a no good on the PAT, 20-point lead.
1:42 left to go in the 3rd quarter. So Sandy, again, is going to have a good opportunity here. They're still in this game.
They've been moving the ball well enough, and yes, they are still in this game. I believe they have not quit. They're not. This may be their last regular season game, and they are really trying to give this Rams team all that they can handle.
So the kickoff from the 40-yard line for Central Catholic. Richards and Fredrickson set up at the 5-yard line.
Martinez Ibarra to kick.
Short kick on the near side, taken at the 15 by Fredrickson. went towards the sideline, and it's going to be Quinteros making the tackle on the special teams play. 1st and 10 as they mark Fredrickson down at the 43-yard line.
Another one of those things that are going unnoticed is the field position that the Pioneers are starting off with. They've been starting off with pretty good field position. Nice returns on the kickoff. And that gives you confidence to move the ball down the field when you're not starting back at your 10-yard line or in your own red zone.
They give it to McMahon. Cole Thomas was the first one to touch him. Prama Harris finishes the job.
Caden McMahon on the carry.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd and 10.
On the stop.
I think that time you could be okay with Cole Thomas making the tackle.
Right.
Didn't break into the second level. The safety came up making a play.
He read that play right from the giddy up.
Pearson, the receiver, on the bottom of the screen. They go to Richards this time. Just out of the reach of Coe, and diving at the legs was Prama Harris. Back-to-back tackles for the corner.
James Richards on
That's
the
one of
carry.
the staples of this culture, of this Rams program, is your corners. Their corners can tackle. They're not just out there being covered corners. I remember Timmy Mitchell a few years ago.
Yep.
They're just not out there just being covered corners. They have to be able to tackle. Prama Harris shows that he can tackle. I think they're missing Elijah Williams. He usually plays on the other side, and he can tackle as well.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Monty Croxford.
Oh, geez.
Turin almost falls down. Got the pass to Richards at the 50-yard line. Asa Lundberg wraps up Richards. He's tackled on the 49-yard line of Central Catholic. And so if you're Sandy, you're probably going to let this clock run out. You'll think things over here on 4th and 2 to start the 4th quarter. You're trailing by 20, and you're going to need some big plays if you're going to upset the Rams. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. But 4th and 2 really gives you something to think about when you're at midfield.
Yeah. You
Rams are looking to see your
pretty
school
much
spirit.
run any play that you have in your
Picks from
playbook at
tonight's
this
game
point.
and tag at
That play right there, that throwback screen, he was stumbling the whole time. I'm almost thinking that was a setup, like that was part of the play. Like I'm falling, and teams, defenders sort of want to collapse on a guy when he's stumbling.
That's like the old Ben Johnson play with Jared Goff last year, sort of almost like he's fumbling with the ball near the ground.
Yes. I don't know, because that looked like it may have been part of the play.
I don't know. That was a great acting job then. You might as well hand the Oscar to Turin.
Let's see. I also would not be surprised if there was some form of trickeration in this play right here.
Fitch in motion. They fake the handoff. Long, drawn-out play action out to the tight end, and making the play just short of the first down is Monty Croxford. Made the tackle on Cameron Caruso. The long, drawn-out play action play, and a terrific tackle again on an island for Croxford. Turnover on downs.
Great open field tackle right there. And as the receiver had to step back to receive the ball, he lost his yardage that he had for the first down.
Yeah, Caruso was trying to plead his case. He thought he had the first down. Actually, with where they just placed the ball, that would have been a first down. And the ball was at the 48-yard line. That's where he needed to get to. I thought they marked him down at the 49.
Right. Well, they don't have the measuring, the digital measuring like the NFL has. So it's really based off of one official's eye. Okay.
Long fakes the handoff to Sambe. Has some pressure in his face. Rolls out to his right and underthrows it. And he is fortunate. A flag thrown out near the 46-yard line of Sandy. Sambe off. Davis on. And I'm trying to see. Oh, an ineligible man downfield. Nate Payal had sort of pushed his way up. Unintentionally, he was just trying to find a man to block. And so that's going to back up Central Catholic here.
A lot of those ineligible men downfield, they're anticipating a quick throw by the quarterback, getting that ball out of his hands. Don't know what the play call was, but they're anticipating that the quarterback has thrown the ball already. And then they just end up going downfield, trying to do their job, trying to find somebody to block. It's like the Pioneers have declined that penalty, and so they just take the loss up down here.
2nd and 10. Milhone in motion. Hand off to to Davis. Shakes one tackle and falls on his backside at the 40-yard line. Bowden Wolf and Fredrickson were both in on the tackle. That's enough for a first down, though. And maybe you should have taken that penalty to back up Central Catholic. They hadn't had much success here to start this second half, other than that short field that was set up on the interception return by Cole Thomas. Tyson Davis lines up at running back again. They pitch it to him. Breaks it back inside the tackle. Now in the middle of the field. Spins away from Wolf. And brought down near the 45-yard line, or 35-yard line. But there is a flag at the 45-yard line, and I think this one will be coming back.
Of course it's a flag.
Barring a lightning delay, this might be the longest second half that we've had this season.
Yes, for sure, because a lot of those games have been 35-point leads with the running clock. But this time we're gonna be here the whole night.
So Sosky and Van Sant on the left side of the formation. Chambry and Curtis at the top. Hand off to Davis. The end overcommitted, and Davis, that looked like an awkward fall, but he's going to pop up just fine. Fredrickson makes the tackle, along with number 6, Cody Renard.
Tyson Davis is finding some room to run, showing that he can run the ball as well as Sambe. He just needed to find some room, and now they're making holes for him. I would like to see your big tight ends get involved in the game. They have some huge advantages.
Another handoff to Davis. Gets to the 40-yard line, the original line of scrimmage, and he gets no more. That'll make it 3rd and 10.
Fredrickson on the tackle.
And Sambe will come in now. Chambry and Sosky running into position to the near side. Davis will come off. Davion Curtis is the receiver at the top. Looking at the corners, it's going to be man. Long, looking for something, and it was going to be nowhere near a first down as he was backpedaling. Pass intended for Van Sant, broken up by Zeke Hill, and that brings up 4th and 10 at the 40-yard line.
You know, receivers are not able to create space fast enough for Robbie Long to make a quick decision. When he gets back to the top of his drop, no one is open, and so now he has to try to move and try to prolong the play a little bit. Hopefully one of his receivers are getting open. They have to get open quicker, create some more separation.
Long will roll out to his left. Has to square his shoulders. No, he's just going to keep it himself. And that should be a flag, and it is. You make the stop if you're Sandy in an unnecessary late hit.
Oh, but let's hope the Rams did not retaliate and make it offsetting.
You saw a second flag come out. Let's see what the referee has come to a conclusion about. That second flag came out very quick after a couple Rams came off the sideline or near the sideline where that play was made.
You know, I understand the call, but when you're that close to and your teammate has just got a cheap shot on him, you have to give that team a little bit of leeway to retaliate. Now, they can't come in throwing punches and kicking and throwing, but you're going to push the guy off of your man. You just saw one of your friends just get hit.
After the play was over, 1st and 5. First penalty is offset.
So they called it on Grayson Fitch, and then they called it on Robbie Long, the quarterback. So he popped up and had a few words for Fitch. Let's take another look.
Oh, yeah. Here he comes, coming to the outside. He's out of bounds. Boom, late. Robbie hops up and gets right back in his face. I don't need somebody to. But what happened? If it's a no play, if it's a offsetting, then.
Well,
it was at the end of the play.
So it should be first down for Sandy. The defense will come out for Central Catholic.
That's a tough one. But Robbie Long popped up himself and was like, hey, I can defend myself. I don't like that you hit me. There's no reason for you to hit me this late. So he got up and had a few choice words as well.
First and 10, they're going to mark it at the 40-yard line. 2 timeouts remaining for both teams. 9:33 left on the clock. As Sandy's trailing by 20, 26-6. As we have a one-man line dancer out in front of us. Shuffling around, moving the hips. And it looks like Central Catholic is trying to get an understanding of something right now. The referee talking to Charlie Landgraf back at the 25-yard line.
Ooh, that there right there. That doesn't look like a friendly conversation right there.
No, it does not.
Referee turns around and doubles back. Anytime you double back, you usually want to make sure you say something that you didn't say the first time.
Yes, sir.
Will they come out passing? I think they have to start getting the ball, throwing the ball in the air.
I was about to ask the same thing. Turin throws out to his left. Closing in, making the tackle is Prama Harris, and now there's another flag. Catch was made by Hudson Pearson. And I'm wondering if this is going to be roughing the quarterback, as Central Catholic maybe tried to retaliate after what happened to Robbie Long. We don't have a chance to see the back end of that play. Let's see what the referee has to say.
He's forgot.
We have illegal use of the hand. Number 9 on the defense.
Illegal use of the hands by Coe on the defense.
Oh. It's safe to say that this official would not be receiving a Christmas card from Coach Landgraf. These are the things that the Rams continue. How many yards is this penalty?
No, I think they're adding it on to where the spot of the catch was.
Jeez.
So first and 10 at the 39-yard line of Central Catholic. Turin, quick pass out towards the flat, and Pearson couldn't make the catch. Scored it out from underneath his hands. Clock stops at 9:17, 2nd and 10.
They've ran that play often enough, and almost each time it's been low. Each time they've ran that play, the quarterback's release point has half the ball coming in really low. So even if they catch those, they're not going to get any yards from them. They're going to be down immediately. So sometimes that incomplete is better for them, and continuing with the clock not continuing to run.
Turin gets sacked from behind by Coe. Never saw him coming. And it was coming from one side or the other, as Matt Watson, the other defensive end, could have sandwiched him right there with Coe.
You know, I'm going to date myself, but back in the day, we used to watch a show called Happy Days, and they had an episode with the Malachi Crunch. That was the Malachi Crunch. The Malachi brothers would come from either side of you, and they would just go ahead and crunch you, and that's what happened right there. You know, sacks are not just an individual. It's like a collective unit right there, and one person ends up getting the stat, but he doesn't make the whole play himself.
3rd and 18. Turin rolls to his right. Pearson found a spot in the zone, and it slips through his hand, and Croxford, the DB who was behind the play, couldn't snatch it either. Falls incomplete. It'll be 4th and 18 with 8:30 remaining.
Croxford was getting ready to come up and try to make the tackle, and next thing you know, here comes a ball. He just could not react fast enough to catch that ball.
And it looks like Pearson, he doesn't have any gloves on. Not that you need to have gloves, but with the rain, anything could help right now, and that went right through his hands.
And with the type of gloves that they make nowadays, that everything sticks to those gloves. You might as well just have a pair of gloves if you're going to play receiver. Uh-oh.
Coe falls to the ground. Throwback pass this time. It's headed for Renard, and he got absolutely nowhere. Vircher, the third, and Prama Harris cut him off after a gain of 3 and a turnover on down. Central Catholic will take over, and a late flag.
Penalty marker on the play.
Now I'm wondering if that'll be post the play.
Yeah, they were running off the field, number 4.
Now, let's see if this replay keeps going. I didn't see much of anything there.
Colin Cotton was talking to the official.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. For foot, that's it.
Oh. Oh, he's been disqualified.
All right, so Cotton can no longer play in the game, and
Lord.
And that could be a blow as he plays that rover linebacker position. Now that happened after the play, so it should still be first down for Central Catholic, but Cotton's day is done as he's still heated, being talked to a coach right now.
And now you have to worry about next week's game. I don't know what the rules are for football at that in this regard, but you have to be concerned for him for next week's game. We've seen these penalties in other games for the Rams, and they've been able to overcome them because they just overwhelm their opponents offensively. But as you mentioned, tuning up for the playoffs, you have to cut these penalties off if you want to make a deep championship run.
Long still in at quarterback. Sambe lines up behind him. Trips left in the formation. They're going to swing it out to Curtis. Chambry with a block. Shakes the defender. And I couldn't tell who made that tackle right there. Fredrickson was in the area, then James Richards is the man who ended up taking him down.
James Richards on the
Small
top.
pickup of 1. Chambry did his best to block 1-on-3 right there.
Curtis went left, he went right, he went left, he went right. He was doing the hokey pokey, and he picked up a yard. That's what it's all about.
Hand off to Sambe. Big opening. Burst through the second line of defense. And Richards coming up from his safety position makes the tackle. Enough for a first down. Moving the chains. And look at this explosion. You could have driven a Mack truck through that hole.
Man, that explosion, you're right. He puts his foot in the ground, and he gets through that hole.
Trips at the top of the screen. Give another one to Sambe. Richards and Fitch make the tackle. He falls down at the 50-yard line, and that is a 10-yard pickup for a first down. The Chains move again on back-to-back plays.
And they're able to switch and rotate Sambe and Davis in and out, keep the fresh running back in there. But Sambe, he doesn't need a lot of room to hit that hole. They've been making big holes for him, but you can see how fast he gets there, and he gets skinny through the hole. He's a good running back. Uh-oh.
Screen for Soski. Almost lost his footing. Makes one defender bounce off of him. And he's able to pick up a yard. Renard in on the tackle. And I think that was Richards again as he's slow to get up. It is Richards. Slight limp for Richards as he walks back to the back of the defense. 2nd and 9.
You know, old school football is you see a guy limping, you go right after him here on this next play. That's us old school football guys. You're a young guy, so you didn't know about that.
No, you pick on the weakest link at that point.
Ooh.
Hand off to Tyson Davis, and Renard swings him to the ground. Pickup of 2. That'll be 3rd and 7, though, at the 47-yard line. Bloody Barron enters the game at receiver. Barron, Chambry, and Curtis up top. Van Sant, the tight end, on the left side of the formation. Tyson Davis, again, the running back. They hand it off to Davis, up the middle. He, too, had a wide opening to run through. Renard will stop that momentum, but not before it's a first down on 3rd and 7. A pickup of 8 on the play.
That's good for the Rams.
1st and 10 at the 38 as the clock continues to tick.
Tick, 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 tick. Nice run right there. Hitting that hole, picking up that first down. No time for dancing around. Just get through that hole, get as many yards as you can. This is where the Rams slow down, take their time, become methodical.
And you get about 35 seconds between plays. Long pull for Long, takes it himself, spun around, still churning those legs, and eventually it's going to be Isaac Phelps that brings him down.
Phelps in on the tackle.
Pickup of 8 on the play, it looks like. It'll be 2nd and 2 at the 31-yard line.
Robbie Long right there. He had a great read right there, and that read option.
That was a long mesh point for him, too.
And I think that's what helped create the hole for him.
Sambe back in. Fake the handoff. Soski over the middle on the post pattern. It's caught by Soski, and he's into the end zone for 6. You had 2 posts going right there. The receivers were in the same area. You knew the pass was intended for Soski. And the defender in the back almost makes the play. That was 21, Colin Fouts. I don't think he intended to necessarily make the play initially, but he almost did, as Soski ends up with another touchdown on the season. You see, he was just trying to follow Curtis, and a last-second arm tackle attempt.
You know, once again, we're talking baseball right now with the World Series time, but that's like 2 outfielders running in the same area looking after the ball. Somebody's got to call it. I wonder if he called it right there and said, I got it, it's mine, it's mine. Because that ball, you had 2 receivers heading in the right direction. Soski said, no, I'll take it, get in the end zone. And that's big. That's a big, for Robbie Long, for the confidence from moving forward. Nice touchdown to sort of put this game on wraps, hopefully, for the Rams.
Martinez Ibarra for the extra point. Got underneath it, puts it through the uprights. And that'll push the score to 33-6. And I don't even think that's really indicative of how tight this game has actually been. I mean, the offense the offense for Central Catholic hasn't necessarily moved the ball that well, but you've had 2 different returns from Cole Thomas for 14 points. And then his interception return brought the ball to the 19-yard line as he returned it 81 yards after the interception in the end zone.
Yeah, and the Pioneers, the Rams defense has been sort of bend but don't break. The Pioneers have moved the ball, but when they needed to make a play to score or needed to make a play to keep the drive alive, the Rams defense has showed up big. And Cole Thomas, once again, if we had a player of the game, he would definitely be player of the game. He changed the momentum of the game with those big plays on the special teams.
So kickoff at the 40-yard line. It's Fredrickson and Richards back to receive the kick. Now Martinez Ibarra has been kicking it to the right. And that means it'll probably lean towards Fredrickson.
Martinez Ibarra to kick for the Rams.
We'll see how it ends up this time. Well, spoke too soon. Goes to Richards at the 10-yard line. Prama Harris can't make the tackle. But coming out of left field, Maxwell Robinson.
James Richards.
And any hope of a deep return right there.
Look at this hit right here. Boom! And if he doesn't make that play right there, there's a lot of green. Maxwell Robinson gets his name in the book with a big hit, the hit of the night.
3:53 remaining. Richards slow getting off the field right now for Sandy on the far side. Renard will set up as the running back. Pump fake by Turn. He gets hit as he throws.
Pick the ball up.
And you have to jump on that ball. Now his arm was going forward, so they're going to call that one incomplete.
Passes ruled incomplete.
And you can see Turn sort of shaking his arms right there. That's a dangerous play. You've got so much momentum trying to throw that ball. And I think that was Van Sant, the big tight end, also defensive end, that got to him.
Yeah, that's 6'5", 235. You don't want that coming after you. Once again, when that ball is loose, you have to fall on that ball. Don't just anticipate that it's going to be called incomplete or that it's not a fumble or whatever. You fall on it, make sure, just in case.
Trips right. And I think they're going to get a delay of game, 0 on the play clock. So another 5 yards tacked on to what is already a tough situation as you trail by 27.
Yeah, you can't be going backwards when you're chasing points.
So Renard will be the running back again, set up behind Turin. 3 receivers split out wide to the left of the formation. Fredrickson in motion. They fake the handoff. Play action. High pass intended for Fitch, just out of his reach. That'll stop the clock at 3:38 with 3rd and 15 to go.
You know, he's been throwing them low for a lot of the game, and then right there just overcompensate. Now you get the ball up high. So it reminds me of my golf game. You know, I get up there and I'm shanking balls to the right, and then I try to make the correction, and now I'm hooking balls into the water on the left.
I got to say, I was feeling great. Got to hole 18 yesterday and then put one right in the sand trap. Almost lost the round. Turin goes out towards the flat. Ends up in the hands of Fredrickson, past the original line of scrimmage. And that looked to be a pickup of about 8, so that should be around 4th and 7. A bit more manageable, though, for Sandy. And that's exactly what it is, 4th and 7. Ball is marked at the 33-yard line.
Well, wait a minute. I need to hear more about this. Where were you playing?
Rose City.
Rose City.
I was playing Rose City. I had already hit into the sand twice earlier. Got out on the first swings. Took me 2 times to get out of the sand trap on 18.
On 18.
A respectable 102, okay? You know?
Okay.
But almost gave it away.
Who are you playing against?
A couple of buddies. Fake punt.
Oh!
Almost got to the 40. They're going to mark it down at the 40. Was that enough for a first down? And they will move the chains. Trickeration again for the Pioneers. A couple guys I play with at some other jobs.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And you got him with the 102, huh?
Well, he hit 7 on 17. I had 5. So, you know, I had a bogey. So I had a 2-stroke lead. He hit 7 on the last hole, and I had 8. So I just snuck it out.
There you go. All you got to do is beat the guys that you're playing. It doesn't matter how well you play or not. Just beat the guys that you're playing.
Have to win the round. 3 minutes to go. And the backup quarterback is in. Fredrickson makes the catch. Gain of what looks to be about 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Pass complete to Fredrickson.
Pass was thrown by Brody Bashman, the junior quarterback. And just an opportunity right here to get some of the younger guys, the backups, some reps here with 2:30 remaining. Bashman will be the quarterback again. Bashman being chased from behind, just throws it out towards the sideline. And Jake White pushes out Fitch. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7.
You know, I'm unsure of the playoff picture here in the state, and I don't know if this will be their last game with the loss, or if they will make the playoffs and have an opportunity to continue on. But I've been kind of impressed with Sandy. Again, they just have to shore up these penalties when they have the opportunity to move the ball. When you have the opportunity to score against a team like the Rams, you got to take it, and you can't let penalties hold you back.
Bashman stepping up, trying to find a receiver, goes towards the sideline. Fredrickson made the great adjustment, but he couldn't end up with it, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Sometimes an underthrown deep ball is the quarterback's best friend. Fredrickson tried to come back and get it. Like you said, he just couldn't make the play. He picked up the ball. He followed the ball, and he just could not come back and make the play.
1:36 remaining in our contest. 4th and 7. Bashman looks to his left towards his own sideline, throws a dart past the sticks for a 1st down. That'll stop the clock momentarily as they move the chains. Catch made by Fitch. Cole Thomas making the tackle. Sandy right now would be the last team to make it into the top 16 spots in the state playoffs. So remember, they changed things up. Top 16 teams are going for that state title. They played the Rams tough. You hope for their sake they don't fall out of that ranking. Bashman has an opening. Steps up in the pocket. Vercher the third, and Jake White will stop him after a gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Bashman is looking pretty good back there. You know, the lot of the rankings are based off of strength of schedule. And the Rams, even though the Pioneers may lose today, they might even climb because they did lose to the Rams, and depending on who else is right close to them in that number and what the other team they're playing, they could drop.
Well, the Rams lost to Nelson last week and actually did not drop in a spot. They are 5th. And coming up, almost making the pick.
Bashman's pass incomplete.
Was that Luddy Barron or Cole Thomas? Looks to be Cole Thomas almost coming up with his 2nd interception. But as I was saying, though, Central Catholic didn't fall in the rankings after the loss to Nelson, who was already 2nd. They remained in 2nd. Undefeated Westland is 1st. So Sandy still have a look.
They still have an opportunity
in the playoffs. Now they're going to play a stout West Lynn team if they stay where they're at.
Sometimes it might be worth the drop.
High to Fitch, and Fitch makes the catch at the 27-yard line. It goes off the hands of Croxford, and the frustration.
That's good for Sandy. 1st down.
Croxford read that ball, and he could see 6. All he could see was a pick 6, and it slipped through his hands. Great concentration on the backside.
Fitch making a nice catch, goes out of bounds. That stops the clock. 19 seconds remaining. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. If you get points, I think that would go a long way in the rankings as well. At least it would look closer up on the scoreboard at the end of the week. Bashman goes for the end zone, and Thomas, he tried to make a play on the ball.
Right.
Ran into Fitch. And I think Fitch also trying to make a play on the ball. I don't know if I would necessarily call pass interference on that play.
There's no pass interference on that. This is varsity football. There's going to be some contact.
The stop and go from Fitch.
defensive pass interference. After this is the goal.
I wish they would have told me what number it was. Croxford was playing in front of him, but I don't think he made much contact either.
He sort of bit on that hitch and go. He sort of bit on the hitch, so he might have grabbed him, but that flag would have came out earlier if it was on Croxford.
12 seconds now. Half the distance to the goal after the defensive pass interference. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Connor Carey lines up to the left of Bashman. Not going to be a delay of game. There were 3 seconds left on the play clock. And it's going to be a false start on Sandy. So 1st and 15 from the 18-yard line. It's a snap infraction. So movement from the center before he actually snapped the ball. Think about it. This was basically a 13-6 game, about to go into halftime, and then the kick return from Cole Thomas really changed the tide of the feel of this game. They fake the handoff. Bashman rolling to his right, trying to get away from the defensive end, throws it, and it's intercepted by Jake White. He's got green grass in front of him. He's at the 40, 50, on the other side of the 40, 30, 20, 10, and a touchdown to end regulation. Jake White, the interception return for 6, makes it 39-6. And that should end the game. No extra point needed. And a little bit of insult to injury right there for Sandy.
Yeah, Jake White makes the play. Bashman's trying to extend the play, but there was just nobody that could get open. Jake White got open, but he's not on Bashman's team, and he intercepted it, and there was no way he was going to slide. He was taking that ball to the house.
Well, any final thoughts on our game tonight, James? This is our final broadcast of the year and the regular season finale.
Well, again, the Rams show that they can win on all levels. Cole Thomas is a man, and it was fun once again, Bryan, and hopefully we can do this again next year.
That's James Broadous. I'm Bryan Sleik. Thank you to our crew at Oregon Sports Beat for another terrific season of putting on the games for the Central Catholic Rams. Stay tuned for the state playoffs coming up next week. And until next year, stay safe. We'll catch you then. Going down the sideline, it's Cole Thomas, but there's the flag back at the 30. He's with the referee, a lot of feedback. Out on the field, not up here.
We just got bugs.
Turin goes to the air, middle of the field, and that's he's with the referee, a lot of feedback. Out on the field, not up here.
We just got bugs.
Turin goes to the air, middle of the field, and that's
on that short side.
McMahon and Richards are the running backs. Some misdirection. Turin's going to roll out after the fake. Richards is open at the 27-yard line.
On that short side.
McMahon and Richards are the running backs. Some misdirection. Turin's going to roll out after the fake. Richards is open at the 27-yard line. Turin looking over the middle of the field. Has a wide open area on the left. He's going to go for the end zone, looking for Pearson, and he overthrows his man. Zombie zone. Oh, he goes untouched for the first 10 yards. Stiff arm, trying to get his man off of him, carrying a second defender, and he's brought.
Second and short.
3rd and 2. Zombie shifting his feet around, spins out of a tackle to pick up 2 more yards. Handoff to Curtis, broke through the arm tackle, found an opening, and he'll be tackled. Correction, 3rd and 1. Another handoff to Curtis, tries to muscle his way through at the goal.
I better stop giving away the secrets. Oh!
Ooh, pooch kick. That one's going to land at the 32-yard line, coming up to make the... Both running backs, Richards and McMahon, next to Turin. Almost some trickeration and coming in and taking out the...
Let's see how the Rams approach this drive.
They hand it off. No, it's a fake handoff to Sambe. Long keeps it himself. Spun away from one tackle, but the Pioneer line goes to Curtis. Makes the catch. It looked like it was short of the first down. Still on his feet. And the ball is stripped away. 40, 50-yard line now. Cutting it back across the field. He's got a caravan out in front of him. Nobody's going to stop him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. 40, 50-yard line now. Cutting it back across the field. He's got a caravan out in front of him. Nobody's going to stop him. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown. 2-point conversion. Sambe, the running back, behind Long. Trips left formation. They fake the handoff to Sambe. Now they throw it to Van Sant, and a turn by Fredrickson at the 15-yard line. Steps to the outside. He's got a big opening on the left side. 50-yard line. Martinez Ibarra slows him down enough. Motion. McMahon, the running back, behind Turin. They hand it off to McMahon. Slipped a couple tackles, juking his way around. The stiff arm, and Hudson Coe brings him down for...
Be willing to bet is Cole Thomas.
He just has such a great feel for the game and the nose for the football. They hand it off to Fitch. He got an opening on the right side. Hand off to McMahon again. Spins into the middle of the field. And Cole Thomas. You sort of have to throw this in the end zone or be very quick about spotting the ball and getting a spike down. Turin goes for the end zone, has an open man. It's back to receive the kick. Angled kick near the 17-yard line where Fredrickson takes it, had a seam, and falls down at the... Why not? Hand it right back to McMahon. This time the Rams gang tackle him, although... Why not? Hand it right back to McMahon. This time the Rams gang tackle him, although... Why not? Hand it right back to McMahon. This time the Rams gang tackle him, although in that extra offensive lineman. Lucas, who's in motion right now. McMahon breaks it out to the left side. He feels like he has an opening in a fantastic tackle. He's got a wide opening on the near side of the field. Goes back inside. This could be trouble. He's got some blockers out in front of him. He's at the 50-yard line. The blockers out in front of him. He's at the 50-yard line. At the 30. Gets out of one tackle and brought down at the 20-yard. Sambe, who's been cutting up the Pioneer defense.
There's a screen.
Screen set up for Davis. And he got almost no... He's at the 13-yard line. Hand off to Sambe, right side of the line. Zeke Hill stands him up, goal line. Or it's 3rd and goal, I should say, at the 1-yard line. Hand off to Sambe, and around the edge. A chance to run to the wide side of the field. They're going to go up the middle. Spins, falls forward, and they're going to give it. And the extra point from Martinez Ibarra. Sandy pushes through the line, and the kick goes wide right, but...
Oh, geez.
Turin almost falls down, got the pass to Richards at the 50-yard line. Asa Lundberg wraps up. Fitch in motion. They fake the handoff. Long, drawn-out play action out to the tight end, and making the play. And Curtis at the top. Handoff to Davis. The end overcommitted, and Davis, that looked like an...
Quicker, create some more separation.
Long will roll out to his left. Has to square his shoulders. No, he's just going to keep it himself. And that should be a flag. And it...
That incomplete is better for them and continuing with the clock not continuing to run.
Turin gets sacked from behind by...
Coe
falls to the ground. Throwback pass this time. It's headed for Renard, and he got absolutely nowhere.
What it's all about.
Hand off to Sambe. Big opening. Burst through the second line of defense. Tyson Davis, again, the running back. They hand it off to Davis up the middle. He, too, had a wide opening to run through. Renard. Long pull for Long. Takes it himself. Spun around. Still churning those legs. And eventually it's going to be... Fake the handoff. Soski over the middle on the post pattern. It's caught by Soski, and he's into the end. Well, spoke too soon. Goes to Richards at the 10-yard line. Prama Harris can't make the tackle.
Who are you playing against?
Couple of buddies. Fake punt.
Oh!
Almost got to the 40. Bashman looks to his left towards his own sideline, throws a dart past the sticks for a first down. Stout West Lynn team if they stay where they're at.
Sometimes it might be worth the drop.
High to Fitch, and Fitch makes the catch. RS in front of him. He's at the 40, 50, on the other side of the 40, 30, 20, 10, and a touchdown to end regulation.